Okay, first of all, when I made the response or apology video, that was just a funny thing I made. I actually had to go back and watch why Karl was supposedly so mad at me. And now I'm on Kiwi Farms because I was trying to figure out what exactly happened. So, my impression was I'm a first generation immigrant. I was born in China. I moved to the US when I was two and a half. In my culture and for Chinese culture, and I'm going to show you I'm going to read you some stuff later. You help in any way possible, and I can relate because Doris is also from China. She was born in China. I was born in China. We both moved to what you would call Western countries. Me in the U.S. Karl basically spliced my clips. So there are a lot of clips. There are pre-Karl attacking my family and harassing my family. There was a period in time, and there is a pinned post that if I had editing skills, I would post here, where he had one of his fans in America harass my family. And I had to talk to him. I found out his real name, have images of him, and I was going to press criminal charges. We had a talk, and he left me alone. So I still have the file on him, and he is someone Karl knows. Now, beyond this, yeah, the evidence. Where's the evidence of this? Well, the evidence is in that time-stamped pinned comment, as well as there was a gap where I was making. Karl's right. I was making 1.7 Karl videos a day. After that event happened, I did not make a single video on Karl for 10 days, and there's a gap that you can see. So if you don't understand what happened here, is he is splicing these comments out of order, right? So when I was talking about Doris, his wife, and I will apologize if there was a misunderstanding. I was saying that in many times when you first get to a new country, you might not understand the laws or society as well, and you're being pressured to do something, you should get an independent opinion on it. Maybe even your own lawyer to say, hey, is it a good idea? We're being sued for defamation. We just lost this huge defamation thing. Is it a good idea to put the company that has made these defamatory videos in my name, right? I mean, it's the Karl Jobst company, gaming company, but now I own all the company. Does that make me liable? As for the house mortgage and stuff, I've been pretty clear as to my opinion on that. It doesn't. I mean, I guess in Australia, that's just how things are, and maybe that's a weird country for the law. But in the US, I mean, it just looks weird to the average viewer, and it looks weird to me. So I never threatened Doris. And if anything, yes, I was trying to protect Doris and saying that Karl, this is a 4-year lawsuit that, in my opinion, never needed to happen. I think Karl should have settled. I think Karl had opportunity to settle in the beginning as he continued to make Billy Mitchell video after Billy Mitchell video. There was less and less options to settle. You're not going to settle with someone who is continuously attacking you, right? So that was he cut out something really important, and it would be later stated here, is I said, from one Chinese individual to another Chinese individual, if Doris wants to talk, I'm happy to advise her. And this isn't legal advice. It was just support. It's support from one person who was born from China, who lives in a Western country, to another. A lot of times, and this is basically, I'll just read it to you. I'll read it from the beginning until the end, because I think this is pretty much a good summary. I'm not going to read the curse words. Lust's videos are blobbing. Yes, they are. And that's why there's 52 of them. If I combine them, it would be less than 2 hours. I agree. He claims Lust makes things out of thin air when that's just not true, even with his cherry-picked clips. If Karl used as much weasel words as Lust did in his videos, he wouldn't have been sued. Correct. I think Karl, he said, I believe, if, these are terms that every lawyer uses, and these are terms I use that he has clipped out. After the Lust lies, he presents 2 clips claiming his wife, Doris Wong, was being attacked by Lust. The second clip came first chronologically. Those Discord messages came first. The ones where Karl and his fans wanted to report Lust came first in the timeline. The Karl claimed that Lust and his followers personally reported him and his wife to the trustee to take their home. No evidence was provided. The process was delayed by a day because they had to look at reports that anyone, anywhere could have made, reports that Billy himself could have made. This man is pathetic, hiding under the skirt of his own wife. God, what a blank blank. Okay. After he shows a clip of Lust yelling about his wife, he shows the Discord messages that were a day or 2 before the Lust clip. Yeah, correct. So what he did was, because I talk a lot, and I talk a lot of nonsense a lot of times, he was able to take 2 clips, cut out kind of the important parts of each clip, and combine them so it seemed like it was just a 1 minute I'm saying this, the next minute I'm saying this in real time. Lust wasn't gloating about Karl's wife going to jail. No, I was very afraid for Karl's and his family's whether or not this was a bad idea. And I was even more so that, he was saying that if, quote, if Karl wants to criminally hide assets via Doris, his wife will go to jail as well. The clip in isolation looks horrible, but Lust was warning Karl about the consequences of his hubris. I just told Karl, why would you drag your wife into this? And you can say, I said that multiple times. I would never drag my significant other into this. I would never drag my child into something like this. This is not fair to them. I mean, and if Doris cried for it, I sincerely apologize. My intention is this. Many times when somebody immigrants from a China or a Chinese country, Taiwan, again, an Asian country to Australia or America, there's misunderstanding and they're taken advantage of by individuals, which could even be their husband. To be quite frank with you, I was seeing a scenario where Karl wanted this company, which I thought had a lot of liability. Maybe it doesn't. He wanted to put the entire company in his wife's name. He wants to put the entire mortgage in his wife's name. That's liability. A mortgage is debt. That is liability. And this is what I said, hey, maybe you got to look at another opinion. Maybe you need to get somebody who is not Karl Jobst to tell you whether or not this would be a good financial or even legal idea. And we'll see. I mean, time's going to tell. I never claimed that his wife was dumb. I never claimed that she was that. I would never do that. Karl ends with Lust saying, if you need someone to talk to, reach out to me. What he spliced out was from a Chinese person to another Chinese person. If you need someone to talk to, reach out to me. Again, the clip in isolation sounds creepy, but this is very common among first and second generation Chinese diaspora. Karl can ask Doris if I'm correct in this. The idea of 4 C's, we're all family, that's correct. If you think that's cringe because race isn't something people get to choose, that's fine. Culturally, the Chinese are rather homogeneous and cohesive. So, again, the idea that this is just wildly inappropriate for Karl to make this video for many reasons. I'm just going to say that in 3 years, maybe I take a vacation to Australia, because what he did say about me is completely out of context. He took clips, he spliced clips, and I have all the evidence, because all the evidence on my channel, not that anyone would look at it, but I have all the evidence and I have time. Obviously, Karl knows this. You don't sue somebody who is bankrupt. I thought I would at least get my story out there. I think my story is worth getting out there because this is what Karl has done to Moon. This is what Karl, in my opinion, did in part to Gerard. This is what Karl has done to Billy Mitchell. This is what Karl will continue to do. Well, I don't even know all the cheaters and stuff that he does, right? Like, this is my opinion, is he took my words out of context. He has defamed me. In 3 years, we will see. I am completely serious about that, Karl. Anyway, hi guys.